Human, machine. It's hard to tell. But one thing is certain. This is not Superman. At first glance, the suit seems familiar. The cape and even the silhouette seems familiar. But the exposed machinery tells a completely different story. And this time, we're taking a closer look to Prime 1 Studios' Cyborg Superman exclusive version. The best pieces tell a story, and that's exactly what this statue does. Not only because it's visually striking, but because it represents one of the most fascinating and tragic characters in DC Comics. Before we dive into the character itself, let's talk about the statue. This piece comes from Prime 1 Studios' Museum Masterline series, one of the company's flagship lines dedicated to large-scale premium collectibles. For those unfamiliar with a Prime 1 Studio, they are regarded as one of the industry's leading collectible manufacturers, known for their ambitious designs, exceptional sculpting, and museum-quality presentation. Looking at this piece, it's easy to understand why. Produced in an impressive 1/3 scale, Cyborg Superman has commanding presence. At this size, details that would normally go unnoticed become major visual elements. Every mechanical component, every texture, and every transition between organic and cybernetic surfaces can be fully appreciated. One of the first things that caught my attention was the overall composition. Everything feels connected. The pose, the cape, and the base, nothing feels like afterthought. The entire statue works together to create a genuine sense of movement. Rather than standing on a display base, Cyborg Superman appears to be suspended mid-air, almost frozen in the middle of flight. From lower angles, the illusion even becomes stronger. The body positioning creates energy and momentum, while the flowing cape carries that movement throughout the entire piece. And speaking of the cape, Prime 1 included a wired fabric cape, allowing collectors to customize the display to their preferences. Whether you want a more aggressive action pose or a cleaner museum-style presentation, the flexibility is there. It's a feature that adds a surprising amount of personality to the statue, and display feels unique. But as impressive as the pose and the cape are, neither of them is my favorite part of this exclusive version. And honestly, I think most collectors would agree. It's the cybernetic arm. This is the feature that immediately defines the character. The exposed mechanical components create an unmistakable contrast between Superman's familiar appearance and the machine that lies beneath. It's what makes Cyber Superman feel like Cyborg Superman. Half man, half machine. And visually, it completely transforms the presentation. If I had to choose only one display configuration, this would be the one I'd display every single time. What makes this statue stand out from the others is definitely the cybernetic arm, inspired by Zor-El. For longtime Superman fans, it's a fantastic bonus and a meaningful addition to the overall package. Of course, the cybernetic arm isn't just there to look impressive. It's tied directly to the character's identity. So, who exactly is Cyborg Superman? The character is actually Hank Henshaw, a former astronaut whose life took a tragic turn before eventually transforming into one of Superman's most dangerous enemies. Many fans know Cyborg Superman from the famous Reign of Superman storyline that followed Superman's death. After Superman was gone, several individuals emerged claiming to be his successor. Some appeared heroic, others were far more questionable, and among them was Cyborg Superman, a character that looked like Superman from distance, but carried a much darker agenda beneath the surface. Interestingly, Hank Henshaw first appeared in The Adventures of Superman number 466, before eventually becoming the Cyborg Superman that most fans recognize today. Knowing that background adds another layer of appreciation to the statue, because this isn't simply another Superman collectible. It's a representation of one of the most complex and tragic supervillains in Superman's history. And Prime 1 did an amazing job capturing that duality. On one side, you still see the elements of familiar Superman image. On the other, exposed machinery and cybernetic components reveal something much less human. The portrait manages to feel heroic and unsettling at the same time, which is exactly how Cyborg Superman should feel. The mechanical sculpting is particularly impressive. Every panel, cable, and cybernetic component feels layered and purposeful. The amount of detail packed into the upper body is remarkable, and because of the large 1/3 scale, viewers can fully appreciate the details that might be lost on some smaller scale collectibles. At the same time, the organic proportions remain clear and recognizable, creating a perfect balance between humanity and machinery. After spending time with this piece, what impresses me most isn't any single preference. It's how successfully everything comes together. The Museum Masterline presentation, the incredible 1/3 scale, the dynamic flying pose, the wired fabric cape, the detailed cybernetic sculpting, and of course the exclusive display options that make this version particularly desirable for collectors. This isn't simply a Superman statue, and it's not just another supervillain statue either. It's a representation of a character trapped between humanity and machinery. A character defined by loss, obsession, and transformation. And in my opinion, Prime 1 Studio captured that perfectly well. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think about Cyborg Superman and whether this version would have a place in your collection. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. This is Vaulted Figures.